Hey guys, so today I am doing a tutorial on how I contour and blush and highlight my face on a daily basis. This is my contour and highlight and blush routine. I like to do this all with powders, so I will do a video on how you can contour with creams later on, not today. So I've been getting a lot of requests to do my contour and highlighting and blushing routine for years and years now, and I thought that today would be the perfect day to show you how I tackle this face. So yeah, there really isn't much to it. So without any further ado, I'm going to show you how you can sculpt and highlight this face. Your face, not mine, yours. Okay, enjoy. So my favorite product to contour with on my fair skin tone by far is Heroin eyeshadow by Illamasqua. This is my holy grail. It doesn't matter which powder I gravitate towards, I always go back to this one right here because this has the perfect amount of cool toned / warm tone. It has a perfect mix of warm and cool toned. It looks like a shadow on the skin, which makes it perfect for contouring. It's just the perfect shade for light skin tones like me. My favorite brush to contour with is by far the MAC 163. This brush is my ride or die. I have tried a gazillion, trillion, billion brushes to contour with. NARS Ida, this other brush, and that other brush. They all just fade away in comparison to this one right here. This just has the perfect shape, density, size. It's perfect for contouring. All right, so let's get started. I'm taking the powder on my brush and I just tap it in like this until I feel like I have enough on the brush. Almost everyone on planet Earth, you have this like little curve here. It follows the temples and then it curves and it goes behind the ear. What I usually do is from that curve, there is my starting point. And usually what I do is just follow the curve of my cheek. So with my cheek, if I go really plastic with you now, you can see that my cheek goes like this. That is exactly what you want to enhance and contour. So starting at that little curve, I make soft motions and I follow my cheek. So what I usually do then is grab more powder and I'm going to start intensifying it. So just with soft circular motions like this, you start diffuse and blend that out. Round it out right to that side of that nose and follow the curve. So far, we have totally enhanced our cheek. You can see that this is a lot more prominent and this is just like whatever. You always want the strongest part of your contour to be right at that curve. You never want the deepest, darkest part to be right here because then it will look like a smudge. It will look like a smear. It will look like mud. If you keep the darkness right to the sides of your face, it's perfect. Grab a little bit more and go at the sides, just basically directly onto my temple and follow my hairline. And if you have a big forehead like I do, this will do magic on camera. So right now we've got a really nice soft contour going on, as you can see. Just compare. Blah. So what I usually do then is go to a new brush, which is the Makeup Studio S01. It's a really big, fluffy, blending, bronzy brush. And what I do with this is diffuse and blend out the contour and also give my skin warmth. So it's bronzer time. My two favorite bronzers for this are the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Light Medium Matte Bronzer. I like this because it's great for fair skin tones like my skin, but it still gives it warmth and it still makes it look healthy and glowy. Now, I might be fair, but I like my bronzy days also. So then I go to the Refined Golden Bronzing Powder by MAC. And this is for when I wanna look extra warm and extra bronzed up and just get the beachy feel. So today I'm gonna go for the MAC one. And what I do is I just basically swirl my brush in the bronzing powder lightly. I'm barely touching it. So what I do then is place the brush on my contour and start doing circular shape motions. Upwards. Never go below that line we just created. So just circular shape motions on your contour line going up. Again, for this, I keep it all to the side of my face. This bronzer does not go into that curve. Now, what bronzer is also great for is for that big forehead of mine. So I take more of the bronzer, and as we just did, I just follow the hairline and I just buff and blend the bronzer in. And then also what I do is blend it into my neck. Of course, I also have days where I'm like, okay, Nick, you stepped too far with this one today. You need to take it down a few. What I do then is take my face powder. This is by Benefit. It's the Hello Flawless powder. And my Real Techniques blush brush. I just go into my face powder. And then what I do is just soften the entire feel of everything. This will also help blend certain parts a little bit nicer, and it will just make the overall look a little bit softer. Now what you would automatically go to is blush, but no. The trick for a perfectly highlighted skin is highlight first and blush after. I usually find that if I put blush on first and highlight after, the highlight kind of looks like it's laying over top. It's just not blending easily into the skin. It's not cohesive. It's not beautiful. And when you do highlighter first and blush after, the highlighter just melts into the skin and looks beautiful. My favorite highlighter by far, and you guys know this by now, is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Moonstone. I live by this. I cannot live without this. It has knocked all the other highlighters out of my world. This is what I use on a daily basis. I cannot live without this. I love this. And my perfect highlighting brush is by Inglot, and it's the 4SS brush. I use this all the time. And again, I've tried so many brushes for the perfect highlighting application, and they all fail in comparison to this one. I take the powder on one side of the brush, and then I tap it off. I place it directly under the side of my eye. So right here, I place it there, and then softly I start blending it out and down. Now I like a strong highlight, so I always go back in and apply more. And I also come right on the ball of my cheek so that when I'm smiling, you really see that glistening. Then I like to take the Bobbi Brown Sheer Powder Brush, and this is my favorite for blush because it really blows out the blush color really nicely. And I take my favorite blush, which is Luminoso by Milani, of course, Luminoso, and just on the apples of the cheeks. So I always smile, and you can see that little ball pop out right here, right on top. That is where we're focusing on first. And then I always take a little bit more and I blend it to the back into my contour and bronzer. And this just makes everything melt in together and make it look seamless. And then if I really feel like it, I cook that line. So what you want to do then, and I will make a separate video on this very soon, all about cooking makeup. I take a powder that's light enough for my face and those regular old wide triangle sponges. I grab a shit ton of that powder, and that will make it more prominent, plus also it will highlight the space that hasn't got anything on it yet. So I take that powder and I just go underneath that first line that we created, and usually on light days I just keep it on this portion here because that is where it tends to get a little bit messy for me. And no, I do have to repeat myself. We will not be leaving it like this. We will let this set for now so it will cook and it will actually highlight and clean up the skin. And after just like 5 minutes, we will brush it away and it's nicely highlighted and clean. And this is, I only do this if I'm going for like a more extreme look or if I want my contour to be on fleek. On a day-to-day basis, I do not contour my nose. I usually don't because I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not that person. I do highlight my nose on a daily basis, and I again take my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Moonstone and this little Sigma pencil brush, like this. And my trick is that I highlight the tip of my nose. And what this does is it just tilts the tip of the nose up a little bit more, and it makes it appear more cutesy and thin and nice. So I just go right on the very top tip and just enhance it just like that. That's it. Then I also love highlighting the bridge of my nose, but right in this little dent right here. So right in that little spot. Highlight it and go down on towards the bridge of your nose a little bit and in between the brows. That is how I highlight my nose. I usually also do my Cupid's bow. I'm wearing lip gloss now, so that's gonna be quite something, but we can try. And then if you want to look extra glowy, take a little bit and go right above your arch of your brow. Right there. Whoop, right there. That's where you want to go. So then it highlights here, 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 here. And if you want, you can also do your chin. And then you will look super, super glowy and luminous and beautiful. So I think it's time to brush this away. And as you can see, it just leaves the contour looking super sharp and defined and perfect. And that, guys, is how I like to highlight and contour and blush up my face every day. This is how I do it. This is how I approach the entire contouring and highlighting and blushing with powders. I think it just leaves your skin looking super sculpted and glowy and luminous and just perfect, really. So yeah, I'm gonna do the other side now because I look crazy. And that's it, guys. That is how I contour and highlight and blush my face. This is my contour, highlighting, and blushing routine. So thank you guys so much for watching. For a full list of every single product mentioned and used, go to my blog, NikkieTutorials.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. That all is NikkieTutorials. As always, don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Help me reach the people in the world. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.